guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review for Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 5, Episode 14, called Watch Yourself. So we're starting off this episode with Claudia. She goes to visit Flo, and Flo immediately confronts Claudia about what done happened at Eliza's birthday party with her and Eliza flirting. And Claudia first tried to say, oh, it's her birthday. Eliza was just tipsy. That's all it was. But then that's when Flo was like, no, because you flirted back too. Which she did, okay, because she made the threesome comment to Eliza, and she was allowing Eliza to grab on her butt and all this stuff, and she wasn't saying nothing. So then that's when Claudia was just pretty much trying to gaslit Flo, saying, oh, it's just because you have trust issues, and, it's because she's not, and she's not Marlon. She's trying to let Flo know, listen, I'm not Marlon, so I ain't gonna do nothing. But it's kind of like, why are you trying to gaslight this girl? Now, mind you, Flo, we already, okay, past couple seasons, I said what I said, Flo. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't take that back. I said it. But in this case, it's like, Claudia, no, trust issues, yes, that's a thing. But you making it seem like, oh, her trust issues is invalid. Her husband, and the guy she's been with for, I don't know how long she done, said 15 years or something like that, cheated on her multiple times with multiple people that she knows. So it's not something like she's gonna get over it in one day, okay? Obviously, that's an issue that she's still working on, and you shouldn't give her any reason to doubt you, which you kind of did, because you flirting with a homegirl right in front of her, knowing good well in hell, if she was doing that with Marlon in front of you, you would be in your feelings. And this is what I be talking about. A lot of people, y'all hypocrites, okay? Y'all could do whatever y'all want, but as soon as someone, your significant other or whatever, do the same thing, it's a problem. Like, you ain't do it first. Even if you didn't do it first, it don't matter. You could do whatever you want, but the other person can't. That don't make no sense. Okay, so Claudia, you was just trying to gaslight Flo, and at the end of the day, everyone has trust issues for the most part. I mean, she may not have trust issues. I don't know if she's been in any serious relationship, but at the same time, Claudia, like, you're making it seem like, oh, her trust issues is nothing too big, and she should get over it. Now, because she allowing you to do that, then next thing you know, you're gonna be sleeping with Eliza. Then what? Having a threesome with somebody else. With who, Gael? I'm just saying, because anyway, I'm not gonna talk about nobody here, but some people on this show just very trifling, and there's no telling what they could do next. I'm just saying, because I feel like whoever Gael got beef with, she ends up sleeping with, if it's not family. So anyway. So then we move on to Claudia, being in her feelings, because obviously a lot of people, when the finger's pointed at them, that's when they're just like, okay, let me say something to, bring up something that you done did, so I don't look like the bad guy, so we could both look like the bad guy. Now that, you have the finger pointed on me, let me point the finger on you. So she's just asking Flo, when you gonna finalize the divorce? Okay, so that's when Flo said, she's just working on it, but, she's not really thinking about that right now because she got other things going on, so to speak. She don't say that word for word, I'm just paraphrasing. And Claudia is telling us she feels like the side chick. I think she tells Flo this too, that she feels like the side chick. And, because of the fact that Flo is still married and she feels taken advantage of and she's losing patience. Claudia, you're not the side chick. Okay, please. I mean, if you want to look at the legality of it, I guess, But she introduced you to her mom, for goodness sakes. People don't be introducing their side chicks to their parents, And if they do, dang, you bold as hell. That's bold as hell. If you introducing your side chick to your parents and they know you married and stuff, that's bold. But in this case, it's not. Okay, Claudia, you're not in that case. You know what I'm saying? But if anybody knows anyone who does, like, I would like to ask a lot of questions, because I'm just like, how the hell you pull that off? Anyway, so Claudia, this is not the case. I don't even know why you saying you feel like a side chick. It seemed like you was a side chick before or something, so you might be talking from past experience, and taking advantage of, you sure? If anything, y'all gonna be taking advantage of Flo, because it look like Flo is the one who be low-key, high-key carrying all y'all, okay? Because Flo is the artiste in this situation. So if anything, she, you seem like you taking advantage of her. But you feel like you being taken advantage of. I think this is just another one of your tactics to gaslight her, to feeling bad for doing nothing to you versus you maybe doing something to her. hmm So we then gonna move on to Amara. She's gonna go pop up on Cindy because she's still pissed about the podcast and feeling ambushed. And she confronts Cindy. I guess Cindy's working on looking for a venue for her Super Cindy Day. Everybody got their own day in Miami or all of Love and Hip Hop franchises and cities and whatnot. So Cindy and Amara sits down, and pretty much Amara just, lets her know, confront her about the whole podcast fiasco. Cindy said she had nothing to do with inviting Safari over, but Amara feels like, pretty much Cindy didn't have her back and whatnot, or whatever the case may be. But it's just like, Amara, do you have anybody's back, but you want everybody to have your back? Okay, whatever. Like, I'm not going to feel too bad. Like, I can understand for you feeling ambushed, but at the same time, it's like you can't be so on woman empowerment when you don't really be allying with anybody either. So, like, why you want me to ride for you when you ain't gonna ride for me? And we've seen this from past experience from other females, Marta. So, Cindy does apologize to her, and did we get anything from that? No. All Cindy said, it wasn't her intention for her to be ambushed by Trick and Safari, but at the same time, it's like, this is Trick we're talking about. Like, you should know it's going to be some mess going on a podcast that's hosted by Trick. Even though Cindy's there to be, I guess, the calm or whatever. This is anything involving Trick. Amara, please, you knew what it was. We're going to move on then to Shay. She meets up with Mama D at the beach. And Mama D already know that Shay pregnant because Shay's mama done told Shay. Done told Mama D. So Shay was annoyed by that, but then she vents about her fake friends, meaning Eliza, and, she saw the episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami when Eliza was talking SHIT about her and her baby daddy situation and her supposed stolen Tesla with Fabo Fabian's ex-girl or whatever she is to him. And she was talking to Amara about that. So since she saw the episode, Shay thinks that Eliza is fake, even though technically Eliza's not even cool with Amara no more. And we're going to see that next episode. We'll get to that at the end of this review. But technically that was before, the whole birthday thing. Because Shay was just like, why she invited me to her birthday party if she was talking crap? Look, because she's not friends with Amara no more, she's just like, you know what? Let me try to make amends with Shay. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't really talk about it because I guess maybe Shay didn't see the episode yet. That's what it seems like. So whatever. So Shay's venting to Mama D still about that whole situation. And, she said she's going to embarrass Eliza. Good luck with that. At this point, y'all can't really embarrass each other at this point, okay? On this show, y'all really embarrassing yourselves individually, but we're going to attempt to embarrass her, but Eliza don't seem like the type of person that's going to be easily fazed or easily embarrassed by what you done say or what you try to do. And the fact that, we're going to get to that scene at the end of the episode or end of this review and whatever. But the fact that you try to pull a Mama D stunt, you thought that was going to work, Shay? You thought that was going to work? Okay. So we get to the twins. I don't remember their names. That Trick is training. They're rehearsing for Super Cindy Day, and they don't sound the best, but they sound way better than what I last heard of them. And Big D and Hot Topic, which is I guess colleague of Trick and Trina, was there to listen to them give feedback. I don't remember necessarily what Hot Topic said, but Big D gave them some advice. They took it well, and then once they walk off, that's when Big D was talking to Trick and Hot Topic saying, they took my criticism well versus Zoe Brings. She didn't take it too well. Now, once again, like I said last episode, Zoe Brings do got a little bit of an attitude problem. But at the same time, let's not try to make it seem like you don't already dislike Zoe Brings, Big D, because of the whole situation she had with Trina. Okay? But we're not going to say that, though, in our venting of Zoe Brinks. And the fact that you brought up Zoe Brinks seems that you're a little pressed of what she said about your little bucket hat or what cowboy hat. Big D, you looking a little pressed. If she didn't mean, or maybe she does mean something to him. But for me, I'm just like, why we keep bringing her up? Let it be done. She's not trying to deal with you. It seemed like you're not trying to deal with her. So let's dead it. Like, no. Move on. So then we get to Eliza. She goes shopping with her friend Van. And Eliza's saying that she's going to post some photos and tag Safari in it because, per Amar's live, they was never together. And I'm just like, Eliza, you being petty as hell. Because okay, She posted a lie, but we all know they was doing something. Even though they may not have been together for real, they was effing. Okay, let's keep it 100% transparent. They was effing. Okay, I'm sure Safari done effed a lot more people on Living Hip Hop Cast than we know about. You know what I'm saying? So Eliza, you know they done effed. You know Mara just be lying on, left and right to us. So I don't know why you trying to make it seem like, oh, that gives you green light to get with Safari. Listen, if you're horny and you don't want to F nobody else right now, and Safari looking very fine to you, I mean, so be it. But that's petty AF, because technically Amara was your friend, but I guess y'all not really friends no more. So I mean, at the end of the day, with this dang show, everybody having sex with everybody. Y'all might as well just do one big orgy fest at this point, because I can't keep up with who has sex with who, whose roster, whose list is what list, because all the lists intermingle at this point. So you know what? Even though on some point I would look at it as a little foul, you know what I'm saying? To each their own at this point. Eliza, you gonna do what you gonna do. We're gonna find that out next week, and good luck to that. I mean, moving on from that conversation, her and Van sat down to talk about Shay. Shay went on live talking about Eliza was using a turkey baster to get pregnant by Future and whatnot. So Eliza was like, do I look like I need to use a turkey baster? Look, did you look like this when you was with Future, when you was having relations with Future? Not saying that you still can't get pregnant with the way you previously looked, Eliza. But people do be using turkey basters to be getting pregnant by these men. So it's like, I wouldn't put it past you, because at the end of the day, I can't put nothing past nobody. Because a lot of people got, skeletons in their closet. So, I can't say, whether you use one or not. Do you need to use one? No, because at the end of the day, people be getting pregnant left and right, But I wouldn't be surprised if indeed you did use a turkey baster. Ain't no shame in your game. A lot of people do that. A lot of people who have difficulty getting pregnant. Not saying you are one of them, because you did already have a daughter previously to your child with Future. But, people use that as a way to get pregnant. Yes, it's a thing. It's a thing. I first learned about turkey basting on the show The Game with Tia Mowry and Derwin. So, Melanie and her. Okay, but you say you didn't use it. That's fine. It don't matter. At the end of the day, you still got pregnant by this guy. Who cares how you conceived? I don't care. Not at this point, anyway. I don't care. Look like Shay a little pressed, but it is what it is. Why is Shay pressed with you when everybody else is talking about it? You're just a messenger, per Eliza's word. Look, because you know why, Eliza? Because you're the easier access. Shay can't access all the people on social media who don't talk about her situation. Okay? So therefore, thus and such, you on the show with her. You the one that was talking to SHIT on the show. So you are in arm's reach of her, checking you and projecting all of that energy that everybody else said that she, probably bundling up in herself on you. That's it. And it's, for good TV, because people like entertainment. People like when y'all fight, because the show is still here. We're still watching. I'm one of them, and we're still talking about it. That's my fault. But ain't no shame in my game. And then we got homeboy Van. He going off on Shay, calling her Bucky, saying Flavor Flav didn't want her. Fable Fabo Fabian only with her for the fame, or 15-second, whatever he done said. Even Scrappy don't want her and stuff like that. And then, granted, I understand he gonna ride for his girl Eliza, but I really want to be like, okay, Van, you saying all this about Bucky. Who wants you? You got all this animosity, all this energy for Shay. Who wants you, homeboy? Because for me, it's just like, I understand we're going to ride for, each other and, talk crap about the other person. But at the same time, like, you really going down the list. So the fact that you know all about Shay's business that you done seen on TV, that's all. You going based off what you seen on TV. That's it. What's your roster looking like? That's all I'm saying. Because for me, it just kind of irks my nerves when people be so quick to try to go, talk about someone, knowing maybe your friend that you talking with, Eliza, is in the same situation. Because most of the time, these females on these shows is like their rosters, their situations, and stuff with their baby daddies or men in their lives are kind of parallel. So what your friends dating life and stuff looking like? Because it looked like she kind of don't be having the same she ain't that much better than Shay. What's your dating life looking like, Van? Please let us know. Inquiring minds want to know. Anyway, we're gonna move on from that. So we get to Zoe Brinks. Unfortunately her grandfather passed away, and he was a father figure to her. So our condolences to you, Zoe. At least my condolences. Anyone that you're close with that passes away, that's a tough thing. So there's nothing much to say about that. But I guess the day of Super Cindy's event is also the same day of the funeral for her grandfather. So she's still going to go to the funeral, of course, but also still going to go to the Super Cindy event. But for me, I'm just kind of like, if it's the same day, you sure you're going to be having the energy to perform the way you probably would perform prior to knowing your grandfather passed? I don't know if I would do that. But I know she's trying to, prove a point, especially to Big D's ass. And I mean, kudos to you. I know as a performer, or I'm not a performer, but I know for performers, the show must go on. But at the same time, it's just like for something like this, I don't know. Would you rather not show up at all so you could just spend the day and time to grieve with your family, or show up to prove a point or show out the show must go on, but not have a good performance? I would just stay with my family, to be honest with you. But, to each their own. She's still going to go, and we're going to see how that turns out. So then we get to Flo. She visits Marlon to talk at the restaurant. And apparently he's sleeping in the back of the restaurant in his car. And they sit down to talk. Flo says she wants to finalize the divorce. So Marlon said he's been depressed because, he still loves her and whatnot. So Flo was just like, listen, bruh, look, you're a hypocrite. So Marlon's just like, I'm here, he pretty much said he's homeless because of Flo. I hate people who gaslight other people. Sorry, I'm just looking at all that's going on right here. I hate gaslighters because it's like, bro, you did this shit. You're here because of you. I hate when people be in a situation and they want to blame someone else. Now, granted, sometimes it really is someone else's fault, you know what I'm saying? But in this case, Marlon, you are in this situation because of yourself, because of your actions that led to this. You know what I'm saying? So they end up going back and forth a little bit. And, Flo was just like, that's it. I ain't trying to do this no more. Da, 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 da. So Marlon was just like, she has a tough heart. So Flo was like, well, it took her a long time to get to this point. And then she ends up just getting up and leaving, Marlon crying. I'm like, what you crying for? That she's not easily willing to take you back, even though she's gonna let you in the house next week because she gonna feel sorry for your ass. But at the same time, it's just like, are we supposed to cry with you or something? Like, is your tears supposed to move us for all the turmoil you done put the Flo through? Maybe her mama might cry with you because, y'all together, y'all married, and that's it. Ain't no divorcing in her eyes. But at the same time, for, general population over here, oh, I'm so sorry for your tears, Marlon. I'm so sorry that those little itty bitty tears cannot compare to the buckets and tub-filled tears that Flo don't cry dealing with your ass for the past almost 2 decades. Okay, yeah. We're going to move on then to Super Cindy Day. We get there, and the twins come, and I guess there was a dress that maybe Super Cindy gave them to dress up in, but they didn't like it. Trick looked at it. He's like, y'all not going to be wearing that. And he's like, that, Super Cindy got the nerve to be having this event on Dolphins game day. Drake, this is mostly for females, okay? And females, there's females who be watching sports like heavy, but for the most part, we don't care about that shit. Okay, so I'm glad you have it on your phone. You got the Direct TV app or whatever the case may be on your phones that you're able to watch it. So what's the problem? What's the problem? You saying it's on game day, you're still able to watch it. So it looked like you getting the best of both worlds. What's the problem? I don't see the problem here. There's no problem. But anyway, so I guess Gael and Flo, they're there as well, and they see that Trina walks in with Hot Topic. Oh, what a surprise! Gael's not cool with Hot Topic. Gael, who are you cool with at this point? Who are you cool with other than yourself? Are you even cool with yourself? Because it seems like you got a problem with almost everybody. There's always an issue with somebody, and you always know the tea or what's going on with somebody. You the type of person I can't be friends with because you toxic as hell, and I already got a toxic person in my life. I don't need more than one, and that person alone. Look, yeah, you just toxic. Your energy is toxic, and I can see that a mile away because I know I have someone in my life who's equally as toxic as you. There's always an issue with something. There's always a problem with something. There's never a week where it's like we don't hear no gossip about something and somebody and how you don't like somebody. Like I'm tired, y'all. I mean, maybe this is great for TV for somebody, but for me, I'm just like, can we get like a season where you don't have an issue with nobody? No. Because as soon as you come back on this dang show, now you get into an argument with somebody else. Then after you dead dad, then it's always somebody. It's always somebody with you, Gael. It's always an issue. Anyway, so she tells us why she don't like Hot Topic. And, this whole time when I'm hearing the girl named Hot Topic, I'm thinking about the store at the mall. That's probably not even in business anymore. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been to Hot Topic. Years. Anyway. Okay, that's her name. Y'all rap names be very interesting to me because I'm just like, we couldn't think of nothing else. Hot Topic. All I think about Hot Topic is the story. Maybe that's what she was trying to go on. Maybe I don't know the story behind her name. But Hot Topic is her name, celebrity name, whatever. So, I'm sorry. Flo tells Gael that Trina apologized to her. So, Gael's just like, I don't care. She didn't apologize to me. So, Gael wants an apology from Trina. Good luck getting it because you ain't. So then we get to Zoe, leaving the funeral. And obviously she's down in the dumps, but she's just going to still go to Super Cindy Day because the show must go on, even though she's not in the best of moods. And I'm just kind of like, you still got the clothes that you wore at the funeral that you about to go perform it. Are you sure you want to do this, Zoe? Because it seemed like it's not going to be good. I could she's in the car crying, obviously, understandably so. And for me, I'm just like, I don't think you should do this. But she going to do it anyway. So we get back to the Super Cindy Day. I think Zoe's already there. And the twins, they go up to perform. And, I'm low key, not high key. Okay, look, y'all. I'm not. It's not high key. Okay, it's low key, like very low key. Okay, impressed. I was like, wow. Good job, guys. I can't even be mad at it. Even Trina was there. She said hi to them and whatnot. She said, even though she wasn't really feeling them in the beginning, but that she came around and whatnot, and try to give them some advice before they performed and whatnot. And their performance was, decent. It's a little bop. I'm not gonna put on my playlist. Let's make that very clear. I'm not gonna put the song on my playlist. But if I was out with friends and the song was playing, I might do a little 1 2 1 2 at the wherever I'm at, So kudos to them for that they did the performance better than Zoe Brinks, because right after them, Zoe goes to perform. And she was saying the floor is slippery. She should have wore her sneakers or whatnot. She don't want her background dancers to perform because she don't want them to slip and fall for hazard reasons, and asked them to put a chair on the stage so she could just sit down and perform. And I don't know, I'm not no vocalist, but I feel like if she was standing and singing, it would sound way better than when she was sitting and singing, because I feel like when you stand, it's like you're able, the notes are able to better be expressed out. I'm trying to use big words, but it's not working out for me. But you know what I'm trying to say, okay? Maybe a vocalist can better explain what I'm trying to say, but I feel like standing and singing and performing is better than sitting and singing and performing. And because of that, Zoe dropped the ball. Her performance was not the best. And this song, I feel like, was not the best. This was what she was going to perform anyway. But for me, I'm just kind of like, for an event like this, I feel like it would be better to have a hype song so people could be, oh yeah, And in this case, it's like you're already down in the dumps because of your grandfather passing. You just came from the funeral. And now you're singing a slow song and all that. It's like her energy was off, obviously, and everybody wasn't feeling it, obviously. Even Bobby was like, I know she said she's not a live performer, but that was an understatement. And I feel like it was only understatement because of the situation of what's going on in her personal life, Bobby. But maybe he doesn't know. But after her performance, she did explain that her grandfather passed and she just came from the funeral. So I guess as a way to explain why her performance was terrible. And she even said when she got off the stage that, it wasn't her best performance. And it's just like, no, it wasn't. And this is exactly why I said, are you sure you want to go do this performance straight from your grandfather's funeral, still in the funeral clothes? I wouldn't do it, but you did. But it's like, you should have probably just not even show up. It would have been best if you didn't even show up at all at this point. No shade, Zoe, but this was not a good performance at all. But I already said too much about that. I already said bad performance like 3 billion times already in this review. So we're going to move on. So then we get to Gael. She goes to Trina to ask for an apology. And I'm just like, if you have to ask someone for an apology, it's not going to be a genuine apology. Okay. And I think even Flo technically asked for the apology too. So for me, it's just like, if you're asking for the apology and they give you the apology, you're really going to feel so good about the apology when it wasn't genuine because you're the one who requested the apology? That's not going to do nothing for me. If I'm asking you for an apology and you saying sorry, I mean, I guess it may make me feel a little bit better, but deep down internally, I'm not going to feel good because it's like I'm the one who asked you to do it and you did it on behalf of me, not on behalf of you feeling really bad and wanting to actually apologize. So therefore, what's the point? So Trina said, this is not the right time nor place. So we're going to have to, revisit this conversation again because Trina really wanted to say, hell no, I ain't going to give you no damn apology. But, she's trying to respect Cindy's event. But, Gael don't respect nobody, not even herself. So she going to create drama wherever she can. And I guess, I don't know if Hot Topic said something necessarily. I don't remember. Or if she just gave her a look. But Gael was looking back at her like, what are you looking at or something? She don't say that, but it's just kind of like just the vibes of them like kind of staring off at each other. And even Flo was giving Hot Topic a little bit of attitude. So then it turns into something where pretty much Gael and Hot Topic are going back and forth. And it turns into a big thing. And I'm just like, well, we are at an event on Love and Hip Hop. Are we surprised? No, absolutely not. Especially with something dealing with Gael. Are we really surprised? No. So there it goes. Hot Topic. I felt like you was better than that to even give any energy to Gael and Florence at this point. To be going back and forth with them. Listen, you with Trina. Trina, for the most part, tries not to be problematic, even though she's problematic. So you shouldn't have done any of that because it's like your caliber is higher than that of Gael's. No offense, Gael, but like you just. Wherever you go, drama is there. Okay, so she shouldn't have even entertained her, but here we are. So then lastly, we get to... We get to Amara. She's rehearsing for what? I don't know. But she's with her friend Gio, but her energy's off. She can't really perform or rehearse that well because she's just thinking about the live that Alan Dunn did defending himself. That's what this episode should have been called The Lives, because we was talking about Amara's life, then Shay did a live. Now we talking about Alan's life. I'm like, how many lives we gonna have in this dang season? Like, I'm tired of all these lives. Instead of all these lives, why don't we have conversations with the people we have issues with? No, we can't do that, because then there would be no show if that was the case. Okay, so she sits down and talks with Gio to vent about, his life and him defending himself, saying he didn't abandon his girls, but she was just like, but you was in Miami, not once did you call to see about your girls or to visit them or whatnot. So it's like, I can understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, I'm not saying Alan isn't a deadbeat, but it's like, with the whole life situation with Safari and you lying on your life, anything you say, Amari, I gotta take with a grain of salt because your credibility is not the best. Okay, so not saying Alan ain't a deadbeat, but sometimes I feel like Amari's that type of person who gonna make it seem like she, do the best that she can to have that relationship or whatnot, and then once they do something, it's like she's not gonna pursue the relationship. But at the same time, I wouldn't put it past her to make it difficult for Alan at the same time for choosing to stay in Dominican Republic or going back to Dominican Republic after she done had the babies. Because she said, he was there for the birth. I don't remember if she said he was there or not, but when she said he was there at the birth, I'm just like, I feel like you said he wasn't there. But I could be wrong, but It is what it is at this point. Look, that's your baby daddy. You gonna have to figure that situation out. Cause she's like, if he wants to be in the lives, he should be in the lives. But to be wishy washy, I'd rather you just not be in it at all. Which I can understand. But you're still gonna be dealing with him because you're gonna be seeing him next week. Anyway, nothing else to say about Amara. What else is new? I'm sorry for the situation. I mean, really, the people who are suffering is the girls, her daughters, his daughters. So I don't know what's going to happen with that situation, but at the same time, it's like, Amara, we do this every season. Amara, we have this conversation every season. Does anything ever change? Not really. So I wish the best of luck for your daughters. That's really who I'm, rooting out for. Hope for whatever. We did move on last week to Shay and Eliza. They meet up to talk, and it's not really to talk because as soon as Eliza comes, she's like, oh, I got to be somewhere in 30 minutes or whatnot. But in my head, I'm like, who set up the meeting in the first place? So ain't no need to even have a conversation what really didn't happen because it immediately goes left. Shay said, I got a gift for you. What's the gift? Shay pulls out a box that contains a turkey baster. Now, like I said before, you was talking and venting with Mama D. Mama D must have came up with this because this doesn't seem like you, Shay. This has Mama D written all over it. So clearly Mama D probably gave you the idea to bring the turkey baster. I'm just, impressed that you actually bought the box because I feel like Mama D would just throw the actual turkey baster on the table, used or unused, we don't know. But you actually brought the box. So, that's kind of one-upping Mama D in that aspect. But, Eliza wasn't even taking that serious. And like I said, they went back and forth, security holding them back. They throwing things at each other. Shay throwing all types of things, pots, turkey basters, all that at Eliza to the point where I guess the pot broke. You see all the dirt on the ground. You got one of the securities yelling at Shay like she need to quit and stop. Like, sir, calm all that down. You yelling. What is you yelling at Shay supposed to do? This is Shay we talking about. Okay, you know how many times she probably been yelled at. She yells at people too. So you yelling, hey, you stop that right now. That's not gonna do anything, sir. Sir, just keep calm, keep quiet, collect your check for dealing with these crazy people on this damn show, and let it be that. But this must have been his first day on the job because he was trying to get bucked, and it's just like, sir, that was not in your contract to try to talk to these people because they ain't no talking to these people, especially when they mad. Especially we talking about Shay Johnson here. We really gonna try to get buck with her? Okay. Anyway, you seen that didn't do nothing. He didn't say nothing else after that. So that was that. Ain't no resolvement of that, and that was the end of the episode. Now let's talk about next week, okay? Because Eliza done F Safari next week. Okay, they the same thing Amara and Safari was doing part 8 of season 5 of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Eliza and Safari gonna be doing part B of season 5 of Love and Hip Hop Miami. That's it. They done effed. Okay, and the thing is, I mean, we'll talk about it more next week, I guess. But here's my thing with Safari. I feel like there's some guys, a lot of guys really, who are emotionally unavailable. Okay. Safari is one of them. Okay. It's like when she's trying to talk to him and vent about the drama she got going on with other girls in the show. And when she was talking to Safari, when they panned on Safari, it looked like what she was saying was going in one ear and out the other. So for me, I'm just kind of like, y'all need to stop trying to talk to Safari about certain things. Like, just do with him at this point. Like, we don't need to be having no type of conversation because Safari ain't trying to hear all that. Okay, he just there for a good time, not a long time. So anything you got going on with anything other in regards to his peen and your puss, he don't care. Let's not talk about it. I mean, he seemed like he was interested low-key because he made a comment, but at the same time, I'm just like, he probably rather just talk about when y'all going to meet up next or if y'all going to go on a little weekend getaway to have a sexcapade. That's what I feel like. But, once again, I could be wrong, but I don't feel like I'm wrong in this situation. And we're going to have Marlon living back with Flo. And she got the nerve to say, you're just staying here until you get back on your feet. But my thing, Flo, is he ever going to get back on his feet if he going to be back in the house with you cooking for him, he's with his kids? Is he going to want to leave that situation? No. So I don't think that was a good move for her. But, we'll talk about it next week. And that was it. So I guess I am looking forward to next week's episode. So like I said, we're still here, guys. And That's it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you laughed at least once, please subscribe. If you didn't laugh, dang. Dang, that hurts. That hurts. But that's okay. Come back next week. Okay, there's gonna be another episode next week. I'll make some jokes then. Hopefully you'll laugh, and then you can subscribe then. Comment down below what you thought about this episode. Be easy, breezy, lemon squeezy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.